Yo, it's your boy Marcus from City back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the current direction of COD Mobile and where the game is headed. So this is going to be more just an overall coverage here, not just multiplayer ranked, which you're seeing in this gameplay. But the current state of the game is very mixy, so we have a lot to talk about. The casual community, I'm not really going to dive into here. I'm going into the ranked sweat community first, right? Because I feel like most people watching my videos are probably, ranked grinders, whether it's MP, BR, or DMZ, you're grinding something. And that's most of the people who probably watch YouTube. I feel like the casual player only watches YouTube when they're like trying to figure out how to do something or looking up a guide or settings or something like that. And at this point in COD Mobile, you don't really need to do that. This game's been out 7 years. So, the direction of this game should change, you would think. But here we are. This game's direction is more and more geared towards the casual player with every single update. And I did my last video that I made was about Season 3, Paranoia, and how that update is looking to be a lot more aligned with what they've previously done, which is basically they're going to buff everything and not nerf anything. And they're just expecting that to improve the game, I guess. I don't really know. They've been doing this for years, and the game hasn't really improved in years. So they just added in DMZ, which is really cool new mode. But like, what about, us, the hardcore player base? Like, we're not going anywhere, and they know that. But can we get something to kind of satisfy what we want every once in a while? Like once a year? I'm not asking for it like every update, which would be nice. But, once a year would be like not too much to ask, right? It just seems like the current state of the game is just, people play it and that's kind of, they play it for a little bit and they leave, right? I was watching a Space stream. I don't watch Space a lot, but I do subscribe to him. And Space is a COD Mobile YouTuber. He's been around for a long time. And he was playing until he hit Legendary, right? And in his lobbies, man, dude, his teammates couldn't get 10 kills. Like, he's playing a hardpoint or domination game. They don't get 10 kills. He's got like 50, and he loses by 120 points. Like, it's actually absurd, right? And, like, he's a hardcore player, right? And his lobby's full of, like, Grandmaster players because he hadn't hit Legendary yet. But as soon as he hit Legendary in the stream, he immediately hopped over to Rainbow Six Mobile and played that. Now, Rainbow Six Mobile is obviously more fresh and fun to play right now. And maybe it's more his speed and what he wants to play, right? It's got a competitive side. It's new. It's fresh. They might be working on banning certain things that might be too broken. Whereas COD Mobile, they've had 7 years to ban things that are too broken, and they haven't done it. So what's the plan? Like, they just never going to do it, and we're just kind of stuck with what we have, and the only way to get around that is to play like scrims and literally just GA it out of existence so nobody can use it. That just seems ridiculous. Why can't we just have that side mode aspect in the ranked playlist, as it is with every other Call of Duty game that's ever been made that has had a semi-decent ranked system? That's one thing, right? Now let's talk about, when we're talking about the future and the current state, I guess, DMZ is a big thing, right? BR is kind of like not changing. There's not a whole lot going on with BR, so there's not much to touch on there, but we'll get to it. The setting of DMZ and the overall experience is really good. I'm really enjoying it. I've hit Legendary in it, and I had a lot of fun in that process. It's new and it's fresh, but it does seem like something that will get stale, right? The replay value that people find in multiplayer, or maybe even in a BR, isn't necessarily going to be there in a DMZ like I think it might need to be in order to keep this game more fun and replayable, right? Zombies could have had that. Zombies, had they put in the time and effort that it takes to put quality maps into Zombies and just literally copy and paste them from console, Zombies would have been that way, right? If we had Mob of the Dead or Origins in Zombies, people would be playing the crap out of it, and they could play it for forever because those maps are phenomenal maps. They're beautiful. There's a lot to do. Here, we're just kind of like stuck in a spot where it's like, what are they doing? So what's the current direction of this game? Like, where are they planning on going? Now, how I'm looking at it, and this might be, you could say this is pessimistic or whatever you want to say about this take, but the game, and this isn't even a take, I guess you could say, the game is more and more catered to casuals with every single update, and it's been that way for roughly 5 years, right? Every update that you look at, you'll see like that leakers on duty post, and it'll be nothing but green all over the post. They're buffing everything, and then a few things will be red. Every once in a while you'll see like 4 or 5 things red, and that's it. You know what I mean? And for as long as that is the case, COD Mobile will never truly improve to the state that it once was, right? Raising that threshold, I guess, for the TTK of weapons to be as fast as humanly possible only makes the game worse and worse and worse, and everything is going to end up being just like, it's whatever, just use whatever gun, you know what I mean? Right now, you know, we kind of still have the same meta, VMP, USS-9, 2-tap marksman rifles, like kind of the same thing you've been seeing for a while, but that meta is geared towards the casual player, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see more and more things geared towards the casual player over the course of time, so they can try to rope in as many people as they can to try to get as much money out of those people as they can, right? And obviously it's a business, that makes sense, but to what extent do we have to be like, hey, can we, like, you know, not do that and like care about the game for once? Because it's getting to the point now where, like, do they really care about the game anymore? And I feel like the only people that do care about the game is like the actual diehard community. You know what I mean? It's the same way on console, honestly. Like the diehard console-sized community of Call of Duty loves the game and they want it to be great. But there's a development studio that just could not care less about improving the game. And that really hurts. You know what I mean? It sucks, man. Nobody wants that. You know what I mean? I just watched a video on YouTube of it's called Zombies in Vegas. It was posted by Lex Lounge, I think it's Mr. T Lexify, and he was playing a custom zombies map created by a person in the Call of Duty Zombies community on console or PC through Black Ops 3, which is a Call of Duty game that came out almost 10 years ago, right? And like that map is better than every Call of Duty Zombies map that's come after it combined. Like all the modern zombies maps you see, it's better than all of those. And it's just like, do they even try, any of these development studios, do they even try to make the game better for the community as a whole, right? Not just the casual player and their wallet, just overall. So what I'm seeing is this game is just not going to improve going forward, and almost pointless to make videos about how it can improve because there's just no way any of that stuff's going to happen. Sucks to say, but I've come to that realization, and I guess I'll have to change my way of making videos going forward on those types of topics. With that being said, I do have some videos like the silent majority of COD Mobile and the loud minority of COD Mobile. Those are great videos kind of on this topic where I did a lot better detail in explaining that. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Drop a comment in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Marcus from Orsini. I'm out of here. Peace.